Welcome to Savvy Business, Life Unscripted with your host, Christina Rivera, where our guests share their wisdom and valuable business tips, empowering our audience to expand their personal potential.
Hi, Cyn. Welcome to Savvy Broadcasting, Life Unscripted. I'm so grateful to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, wow. I'm so grateful to have you. We spoke before the interview and in writing about my particular experiences with ghostwriters. You're a ghostwriter yourself. You do fabulous work. Now, a thing about a ghostwriter, and people might not know what a ghostwriter is, and I'll have you share that with them. But my particular experiences were kind of negative, but I want you to come share your experiences, how you can help them, what a ghostwriter really is, and how would the process even look like if someone was interested in writing a book. So before we get started with those questions, share a little bit about your background, what brought you to being a ghostwriter and freelance writer.
Well, I've been writing most of my adult life. I've had over 100 books published. My website is www.Cynthias, Cynthia, MacGregor, MacGregor.com, and there you can see that I've written both for adults and for kids. Mainly, for kids, a split between fiction and nonfiction. For adults, almost entirely nonfiction, not including ghostwriting, where I have done some fiction. And my ghostwriting, of course, is not listed on my website. I do not in any way, shape, or form take credit for it, which is why I cannot give references to prior clients. I absolutely 1000% respect confidentiality, and my lips are sealed. I won't talk about who I've worked for as a ghost, but I have ghost written. When I say over 100 books that I've written, that's books of my own. That doesn't include ghostwriting.
Wow.
I got into ghostwriting back in 2008 when my other writing, my freelance writing and editing, I do editing also.
Wow.
When my freelance writing and editing slacked off due to the recession, I got into ghostwriting, and it's been a part of what I do ever since.
Yeah. This is amazing, Cyn, because, I think, well, myself included, I didn't understand what a ghostwriter was. The whole point why you can't reveal for confidentiality reasons is you are the writer behind the person's actually writing the book in their name, and you're just helping them put the book out there. They have the book inside of them, and you're pulling it out.
Right. Now, relevant to your viewers, the main reason for hiring a ghostwriter is this. If you are a business professional or business person and you want to get your name out there and look like you're an expert or even the expert in your field, you want, by having a book published that you allegedly wrote, it makes you look like you really know your stuff. Now, maybe you really do know your stuff, but what you don't do is you don't have writing chops. You might know everything there is to know in your field, but you really can't put a book together well. So you hire a ghostwriter, myself or someone else, and you get that person to write the book for you using information that you provide, but using their talents, my talents and skills, to put together the book. And the book can be as short as a booklet almost, actually, or as long as 80,000. I'm working on one now that's over 80,000 words already.
Wow.
And in my opinion, it's too long, but that's what the client wants.
Hey, it's all the client. Now, tell me, Cyn, what is, if say you're a business owner and you just want to get out maybe a 50-page, 70-page max booklet, just to share your expertise, get it out there in a clear way. How long does the process take working with you?
Well, it depends on a couple of things. First of all, it depends on how much other work I have on my plate at the time.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm juggling projects, then it's going to take me longer to get to each one. If I'm in kind of a slack period where I have only short form things to work on
Mm-hmm.
and no other book projects, I can zip through it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it depends on the length of the project. And also, it depends on how the info is coming to me. Am I getting reams of pages on paper, or am I getting a lot of good Microsoft Word information, or am I getting dictated stuff on tape that I have to listen and transcribe? It all depends. There's no hard and fast rule.
Yeah.
I answer each project the question of the length of time as it comes along. I don't deal in bull crap,
Mm-hmm.
and I won't give you a glib answer now, because glib answers don't suit me.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned that, because every client will be different. Every project will be different according to the client's needs. So you can't specifically say it's going to look like this every single time. It depends on how you need it. Like you said, some people are actually good at least getting it on paper in some fashion. For me, I'm really bad at writing. So I record, I know I am. That's why I've even told people, eventually if I ever do write a book, you can rest assured someone else help me write it. Because, but,
you can hire me to either help write your book, or you can write it and hire me to edit it. And let me get to another point. In this day and age, when indie publishing, indie writing,
Mhm.
formerly known as Vanity Press at one time, self-publishing, now called indie, it's much easier to get your book out there. The time was when, after you wrote the book, you had to send it around to various publishers
Mhm.
trying to get somebody interested in it.
Yeah.
That's not applicable. I mean, you still can go that route if you want to,
Mhm.
but it's much easier to just self-publish and get the book out there right away. And one of the advantages to self-publishing is that you do get a much quicker turnover. You don't have to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait for some publisher to finally say yes. And then typically it's a year at
Wow.
least before the book sees the light of print, after it's accepted. That's not true with indie. And so with indie, uh, it's a much faster process, and you get your book out there much quicker.
Yeah, yeah, that is awesome. And that is the beauty of today in the technology age, that we're able to do this through the internet connect. What I ended up doing, and I think I told you beforehand, I did hire someone, but because I'm not good at actually writing, I sent in the stories via audio, because I can speak the stories very well. Speaking is my thing. But what I never got is an actual transcript of any sort. Just send me more money. We're not done yet. And I was like, whoa, 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 I already paid you XYZ. So what do people have to pay attention to? What should they expect as far as getting started, paying? How do you work it out so they know what to expect as far as, putting forth payment and such?
Well, my prices are on the low end.
Mm-hmm.
For a book of 30 to 60,000 words, I charge at least $1,000, more if the situation demands it, such as depending on how I'm getting the information and
Mm-hmm.
so on. For a book of less than 30,000 words, commensurately less. For a book of more than 60,000 words, commensurately more.
Mm-hmm.
And my terms are half down when we start,
That's
and
fair.
the other half payable on delivery of the completed manuscript.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I love that you're so straightforward about it. I mean, I put everything on the table and gave them all the money up front. And so that was probably not a good idea.
No, it wasn't.
No, but you live and learn. And, but hey, this is good for everyone to know, because there's a lot of business owners listening in. They're thinking, hey, I want to get my expertise out there in yet another way. I can do it, maybe video, maybe I can speak it, maybe I can do live events. But hey, this is a great way to have people have things in their hand where they can read about your expertise, learn, apply it to their lives, and you can help them do that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So this is great. Where do people go to get started? I think give them your website again.
www.Cynthia, Cynthia, MacGregor, MacGregor.com.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Cyn. I really appreciate your gift today and your wisdom. Thank you for coming to Savvy Broadcasting.
Thank you for having me, Christina.
You bet you. If you like this episode, please share. To hear more Savvy episodes and Savvy Biz tips, go to lifeunscriptedradio.com. To become a guest or participate in paid sponsorship, email us at Christina@lifeunscriptedradio.com.